So, when you picture the Sahara Desert, what do you see? Right? A huge, empty ocean of sand. But what if I told you that hidden underneath all that is a story not about sand, but about the stars? A story written in stone thousands of years before what we even think of as history got started. Let's find out what's really out there.
All right, so forget what you think you know about the timeline of ancient wonders. We need to go way, way back. Long before those huge stone circles were ever put up on the fields of England. And, get this, even longer before those incredible, iconic pyramids at first pointed to the Egyptian sky. We are literally journeying to a time before recorded history itself.
We're going to a world that's basically vanished. It's been buried under the sands of time. A world that, it turns out, was holding on to one of humanity's oldest secrets. Okay, so the key to unlocking this whole story is to just forget everything you picture when you hear Sahara. Seriously, because the desert we see today, it's not at all what it used to be. You see, thousands of years ago, during a time scientists actually called the Green Sahara, this whole area was a lush paradise. I'm talking a world full of lakes and rivers and massive grasslands just buzzing with life. It's the complete opposite of the silent, endless sand we know today. And right there, smack in the middle of this green, forgotten world, an ancient people built something truly extraordinary, a place that we now call Nabta Playa. So what did archaeologists actually find when they got out there? Well, at first, it just looked like a confusing jumble of scattered rocks. But, solving this puzzle, it was going to completely change how we think about the ancient world. Honestly, if you were to just stumble across this site today, you'd probably walk right by it. It doesn't look like much, just a bunch of broken rocks in the sand. But if you look closer, you realize these stones are anything but random. So they did some radiocarbon dating, and the results were just mind-blowing. This site dates back to around 7500 BCE. Just let that sink in for a second. We're talking over 9,500 years ago. And this timeline really puts it into perspective, right? You can see just how ancient Nabta Playa really is. It was built more than 4,000 years before Stonehenge and 5,000 years before the Great Pyramids. We could be looking at the oldest astronomical observatory ever found, period. So who were these incredible builders? It wasn't some advanced empire with kings and armies. No, these were pastoral communities, basically cattle herders. They had no writing system, no metal tools, nothing like that. And yet, somehow, these prehistoric people had this deep, incredibly sophisticated understanding of the cosmos. And look, this wasn't just them gazing at the stars for fun, out of sheer curiosity. For the people of Nabta Playa, astronomy was a tool, an absolutely crucial tool for survival. And it all boiled down to one single, very important day of the year. Right at the heart of the site, there's this stone circle with some really key alignments. And what researchers figured out is that it points directly to where the sun rises on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. That was their signal. That was the big sign that told them the life-giving monsoon rains were on their way. And this created this beautiful, simple cycle of survival. You see how it works? The stones track the sun. The solstice predicts the rains. The rains make the grass grow. The grass feeds the herds of cattle. And those herds allowed the whole community to survive. So the sky, it wasn't just something pretty to look at. It was their calendar, it was their clock, it was literally their key to life. But, believe it or not, this story gets even bigger. This discovery isn't just about some forgotten culture in the middle of nowhere. Nope, it might actually force us to rewrite the origin story of one of the world's greatest civilizations. Yeah, it goes way beyond just the sun. Some of the alignments at Nabta Playa also track really bright stars, like Sirius. Now, why does that matter so much? Well, because fast forward a few thousand years, and the rising of that exact same star was sacred to the ancient Egyptians. It was their signal for the annual flood of the Nile. It's the same celestial logic, which brings us to this absolutely staggering question. Could the very foundations of Egyptian astronomy have actually started right here in the Green Sahara? I mean, if that's true, then Nabta Playa is so much more than just an old observatory. It's a cornerstone. It's like a missing chapter in the whole story of civilization. It suggests that this kind of complex scientific thinking didn't get its start in Europe or the Near East, but deep, deep in prehistoric Africa. And the mystery doesn't even stop there. You see, as the Sahara began to dry out,
people had to move, and all their settlements just got buried by the sand, which means Nabta Playa might not be the only one out there. Okay, so using all this cool modern tech, like ground-penetrating radar and satellite imagery, scientists can now basically see underneath the sand. And what they're finding is just wow, these faint geometric patterns hidden just below the surface. We're talking lines, circles, shapes that look completely man-made. So what are they? More ritual sites, more calendars, or maybe even older observatories? All of this forces us to ask this one incredible question. What if Nabta Playa isn't some one-off discovery? What if it's just the very first clue, the tip of the iceberg in a much, much larger story about a whole network of sky-watching cultures, all lost to the desert? You know, Nabta Playa is just such a powerful reminder that history isn't this neat straight line we learn about in school. Knowledge can be lost and then rediscovered. And it leaves us with this really beautiful, kind of haunting thought. The stars remember what humans forget. And maybe, just maybe, beneath all that endless sand, the answers to some of humanity's oldest questions are still out there, just waiting to be found.